Morning, Spencer.
Good morning.
Great time now to talk about an upcoming event. And from Hood Canal Events, Kerry Meyers here, Hardwood Distillery. Jan Morris in studio as well. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I see. Good to see you guys in here. And June 29th is the next Fjordin Crossin. And I know Hood Canal Hardware Distillery puts on and provides the aquavit for this. And so we'll get to that in just a moment. But Kerry, Hood Canal Events has been part of this for a while now. Tell us the kind of the quick details, and then we'll kind of get into a little bit more.
Yep, so it's Saturday, June 29th. We'll be at the Port of Hoodsport Dock. We've partnered with Hardware Distillery, Jan and Chuck. And I believe this is our third year.
Yes.
And which Jan will explain even in greater detail is the main point is the aquavit and its travel across the canal and back. Hood Canal Events supports the event as an event coordinator, but also the paddle across the canal is a challenge that Jeff and I put together with Chuck and Jan. And that's pretty exciting too, where you can have your non-motorized vessel and cross the canal following Lee Geist's boat with the aquavit.
All right, Jan, so tell us about what is aquavit for those who are unfamiliar, and how does this all work? What's the story behind this?
Well, aquavit's a Scandinavian spirit, and it's a very popular spirit in Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and Finland. And there's a famous Norwegian aquavit called Linje. And in 1805, it made, the Norwegian distiller sent a shipload down to East India. It was rejected, and it took 2 years, 1807, and returned to Norway. They opened up the barrels. The aquavit tasted delicious, and they decided, oh, this is a good thing. We're going to send aquavit out on a ship, and it's going to cross the equator and come back. All the rolling and rocking on the salt water and the salt air, they decided made the aquavit taste delicious. You can still buy it today. And some of the aquavit bottles have a picture of the ship inside the glass that it was in. And it would be really cool if we had a picture of Lee Geist's boat in our aquavit. So as an homage to that, and that's just one type of the different aquavits. But as an homage to Linje aquavit, we do Fjordin Crossin, and we take our dill aquavit, we age it for a year, then we put it on the boat, take it across from Hoodsport to Twana. That's when we cross the line in the middle of the Hood Canal.
It's like the equator, but it's the
Yeah,
canal.
our own little equator.
So we don't have 2 years, we just have 1 hour.
This has been a fun event. I was happy to be a part of it last year, making the announcements, and Stephanie and Kaiser did the paddle portion of it, and they had a great time. And there's a lot of folks that follow along with the boat and then come back after, and it's a whole afternoon.
How long does that take usually, typically? On a...
Well, so the boat was it's about an hour, right, to get across and back. And the cost for this is $29 per person for the Paddle the Canal, and you can register. We'll put the links to that sign up here as we get ready to post the interview here on our website and our Facebook. So then after everybody gets back, there's an award ceremony for those who are first across the line, and then big post party where folks are able to try some of this as well. And isn't there like 3 flavors? So you had the dill one, and that's what goes across.
Correct.
But then you guys make a couple other flavors?
Right, we do a cardamom, and then we do kind of a classic Southern Swedish style that is going to taste like black licorice.
And and so that's the overall taste, or how would you describe the taste of this for someone who's interested in trying this but maybe not quite sure what
Well, we take a base spirit, we take our pear vodka, and then we redistill it with spices. So in a sense, it's like a gin, or similar to a gin, only in the way it's made, that you take a base, redistill it with spice. But gin has juniper berry, a very, very distinctive flavor that aquavit does not have. But if you kind of think of a base spirit with some interesting spices added to it and redistilled with those spices, that's what it is.
What is going to be happening in the after party after everybody gets back? We got a lot of vendors again and things
We'll
like
have
that.
Food vendors. We have the Tides restaurant. We have Nina's. We have Union City Market. We'll have the Salmon Center, Hood Canal Salmon Enhancement Group there, and they'll be grilling oysters down on the beach.
Nice.
But what's most exciting is that our bar, the Aquavit Grotto,
Yes.
will be on the beach as well.
Oh, okay.
It's actually going to be under the dock.
Under the dock this
pretty
year.
cool.
That is
Yeah.
cool.
It is actually a surprisingly wonderful space under the dock.
Very neat. It's
Yeah,
a
that's
fun
cool.
event.
And then our vendors will be up above
Sure.
like last year.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to get down. I mean, that's how people launch off. And,
Right.
And what are the preferred modes of transport? I know you say paddle. Is that stand-up paddle? Or is
Yes.
that kayak or
Yes.
canoe? Or
Yes.
anything there that just doesn't have a motor?
Correct.
And
L-
another
Lee-
mode of transportation is the Lady Alderbrook. That-
Oh, for a spectator.
Okay.
Yes, and so you can sign up, and the Lady Alderbrook will be departing the Alderbrook dock and coming out, and they have some Del Aquavit on board, and they're going to be toasting as the Paddle the Canal and our boat gets sent off.
What's super exciting though is Chuck and Jan will be having a procession, like a parade from the distillery, bringing the Aquavit, I believe with the Sons of Norway,
Yes.
which
Oh.
will have a lot of people in costume.
Yes.
And we'll have some fanfare with that, with some music.
Yeah,
And they'll make their way all the way down to the end of the dock to get onto Lee's boat.
yes, we're going to have an accordionist and a fiddle player playing Scandinavian
Oh, I
music.
can't wait.
Oh, fun.
Why don't you show us the poster there? Who's that guy there?
Yeah.
I don't want to run into him.
Oh.
Hold that up a little bit there. We'll put that link too.
That is
It's
Bruce.
He works for the port of Hoodsport, and
Nice.
he made his costume.
Yeah.
And he became our focal point on the poster.
For sure, I can see why too. June 29th, it's gathering at the Hoodsport dock, and there's plenty of parking all around the area.
Look for the signs. We'll have,
You'll see
We'll have lots of-
volunteers. and-
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see, you can go paddlesignup.com, hoodcanalevents.com, our different ways, also through Facebook, and we'll again put the links there through that. Hood Canal Events also has their trail run that we'll talk about in September. And what else is happening at the distillery? You guys coming out with any other new product this summer that we can look forward to?
Not this summer, but we are pretty excited about a whiskey that we are making. We were able to procure some barley that was grown in the Skagit Valley and malted there, but they got the peat for the malting process from a peat bog near Shelton.
Oh, wow.
fun.
So real localized on
Yes,
that
it's going
one.
to be really cool.
Very cool. And the Hardware Distillery is another great part of Hoodsport, and you guys offer tours and tastings and come by and see everything for sure for folks. Very cool. Jan, good to see you. Kerry, good to see you. And
Nice
we'll
to
see
see you
you
as well.
out at the
Thanks for coming in.
Fjordin Crossin, June 29th. It's next Saturday. Kicks off around noon, goes till 5, and it's at the Hoodsport dock. We'll put the links for that in the show notes as well.